Waste to Water Sports, ahoy! Back again for the final game of our Super Rugby triple header. Nice of you to join us here as the Brumbies will be taking on the Western Force, an all-Australian clash. And hopefully, fingers crossed anyway, that we can get some forward momentum in our same-game multis because we lost our way a little bit here today. It's been a troubling afternoon. 7 legs so far and just 1 tick. I mean, that's just not good enough. We need more. So we'll have to see. Fingers crossed for this one. Brumbies versus the Western Force. Let's get back on the winning way. Now, apparently this game's on free-to-air television, which is a nice change for Super Rugby. So I've decided to give my Stan Sport a little bit of a break, and we'll actually check out the 9-gem coverage and see how that goes. Curious to see who they've got over there. Is it a shared broadcast with Stan Sports? It sounds like it. Teams are out on the field. Geordie Aussie says Australia will bowl first. There you go. Australia versus England in the cricket. Taking place at the exact same time. Brumbies out onto the field. Alatoa. Must be a milestone because he's out there all on his own. Here they come now, the rest of the Brumbies. Maybe Alatoa was just ready before anybody else was. The experienced campaigner, the old head. Already out there ready to go. All right, so Hudson Crichton named in the number 23. I'm hoping that he gets at least a little bit of game time. I was sort of out of budget for my Super Rugby fantasy team, and I had to throw in there. I had to throw Crichton in there. He was the only player that I could realistically afford. So hopefully he gets at least a little bit of game time, and if he gets out there for a little bit and gets 10 or 12 points, I would consider that a bonus. Tom Wright, anytime try. I'm certainly hoping that's the case here. Terzano is on my anytime try scorer chart, as well as Ben Donaldson. And I've largely listened to the chat room for this SGM, so you understand. I mean, this falls on you guys if it's wrong. But it can't do any worse than the way I've gone so far today. As we're underway, the Western Force with the kickoff, and the Brumbies have first use of it. Tom Wright feeds it off to one of his big forwards. Rory Scott takes it up, and the Brumbies with an expansive backline move inside their own 22. The Force in over the top of it. They can't get the turnover, can't get the penalty. And the Brumbies look to clear. But interesting to see them move the ball early inside their own half. Back to Tom Wright for the clearance. Up towards halfway, taken by the Force. We've seen 2 absolute cracker contests so far today. Hoping for another one here. Hope the Force can bring the intensity and take the Brumbies to the very brink. Up over halfway. Hamish Stewart feeds it back. Well read there by the Brumbies on defence. Nick White gets in there. Sends it down the short side. Nice cutout pass, but now the Brumbies defence numbers up. They're in over the top of that ball, but it's still there for the Force. Short side by White. Thought he spotted some space, and they creep inside the Brumbies half. White fires it back out now for Marley Pierce, I think that is the big prop. 6 phases here for the Force. And nothing doing just yet. Nick White sets up the box kick. Says, let's just get it down the other end of the field. Contestable kick taken well by Wright, but he's got no support. And it's still there for the Brumbies. And again, expansive play inside their own 22. And deciding to clear it. After a couple of passes, Ikitau says, we'll play down the other end of the field, thanks. Force with the return kick, taken by Muirhead. Wright is going to counter-attack. Intercepted and breaking away now is Jeremy Williams. He's got support. They're inside the 22. The Western Force on the attack. The counter-attack proving costly there for the Brumbies. Through the hands of the Brumbies, read it well in midfield. XJC, ahoy! Head, Short, Smith, Marnus, Inglis, Carey, Maxwell, Dorcius, Ellis, Zampa, Spencer, the Australian 11. Interesting team. Western Force still in possession here in midfield. Donaldson, dummies, cuts back infield, beats one, opens up half a gap. 30 metres out from the line now. Nice play from Donaldson. And a big charge there from Pierce. The Western Force putting the phases together, but what will it amount to? Short side they go. And Peach gets a peach of a ball off to Theo Tompkins, who offloads to Hamish Stewart. Hamish Stewart falls over the line. Well, it's not Hamish Stewart, it's Nick Dolly. I thought it was 12, it's number 2. And Nick Dolly with the first try, the Western Force. They've come to play. An amazing start. They're controlling possession and territory at the moment. The Brumbies just getting their counter-attack a little wrong. And the Force put it through the phases. A beautiful offload there from Dylan Peach. And then Theo Tompkinson keeps it alive. And Nick Dolly in the corner. Beautiful try. I mean, that was a hell of an offload from Tompkinson. Great start here for the Force. Ben Donaldson with his first attempt at goal. He's on target. And that is a great strike from the sideline right down the middle. And it is 7 points to 0. The Western Force over the Brumbies. A dream start. On the board nice and early. Unfortunately, not any of the try scorers. Not any of our try scorers. Keeping the theme going tonight. Back underway. Nick White scurries over towards the sideline. Links up with Donaldson to clear. Doesn't get a lot of distance on it, Donaldson, but it's enough to take it just outside the 22. And the Brumbies will have their first attacking raid. Line out throw, about 25 out from the line. Geordie Aussie says it's Harry Brooks' birthday, the English batter. Well, hopefully for England, it'll be a happy birthday for him as the Force come down with the line out. And Donaldson clears up over halfway. It's all going a little bit haywire at the moment for the Brumbies. But the Force have come to play. 6 minutes gone, 7 points to 0. Now, down the far side, they've got the overlap. Popping the pass back inside for Kale. And the ball dribbles into touch. Well defended by the Force, sliding defence. Getting across and forcing them over the sideline. The kick out on the full. Judah Shivian. Ahoy, mate. Force go to the back of the line out. White fires it back into the 22 for Donaldson to kick high. Contestable ball, perhaps a little too heavy. No, perfectly placed, and Tom Wright loses it forward. Knock-on advantage here for the Force. And they continue to dominate territory. Another mistake at the back here for the Brumbies. And more possession inside the Brumbies half for the Western Force. Turning it on. Judah Shivian watching late at night over in the States. Oh, very cool. Expat Aussie or just an American who's fallen in love with the sport? Scrum resets in midfield on the halfway line. Force with the feed. They crouch. Find. Set. And the scrum collapses. Free kick to the Force. Oh, they tap and go quickly, leaving the ball behind. And they left it behind. Forward, says the referee. A knock on there. The quick tap fails. And the scrum will reset exactly where it was. This time, just a Brumbies feed. Oh, cool. You used to play over there in the States in school. And a great sport to bet on. That's what it's all about here. Having a rough time of it today, though. 7 legs so far today, and only 1 is hit. We did get a nice big win last night, though, on the Reds Moana Pacifica game. So, can't complain. We're still up, way up overall. As the Brumbies have the scrum feed. Very scrappy ball out the back, but Lonergan keeps it alive. Now, down the short side, going for the intercept. Creates some space for Tom Wright, but he can't get through. 40 metres out from the line, over on that far side. Lost forward there, surely, by Lonergan. But the Force pile in and look for the turnover. The counter ruck just falls short. Through the hands, the Brumbies now. Sapsford intercepted and racing away to score the try. Here's Harry Potter. Oh, Matty Colkin. I should have backed myself. Harry Potter with a little bit of magic. Sorry, I couldn't resist that one. Races away with the intercept to score under the posts. Had I listened to myself, that would have been a tick. Bazinga, ahoy mate. Can you bet on the Brumbies for this match? Is it safe? No, I wouldn't say it's safe. The Western Force are a serious threat in 2025. Judah, you decided to bet on the total for this game since the teams are so evenly matched. Probably a pretty safe bet. Oh, I can't believe. In the last stream, you can go back to the last stream around about half-time. And I heavily contemplated Harry Potter for my same-game multi. Oh, I'm kicking myself now. Ben Donaldson converts from right beside the post. And the Force lead the Brumbies 14 points to 0. Incredible start. I've often wondered about the parents, right? Like the Potters. The Potters get married and they have a child and it's a boy. Like, what were those conversations like? Sure, because surely you would know. I'm not even a fan of the Harry Potter franchise, but I would know if my last name was Potter. I'm probably not going to call my son Harry. Donaldson clears up over halfway. Brumbies back in possession, looking to counter-attack. Almost tripping over his own feet there, Corey Toole. And running out of ideas here. The Force pressuring in defence, bringing about a lot of errors and uncertainty in the Brumbies game. Lonergan's got it at the back, fires it away to Meredith, who puts it high. Contestable kick on halfway, tapped back by the Force. And luckily, Greeley gets back there because there was nobody at the back for a moment. Through the hands now, Donaldson to Hamish Stewart, who clears. Taken just outside the 22. He's 27. Ah, there you go. Well, that probably adds up. The first book came out. Oh, the first book came out in 97. Is that right? Oh, geez. Okay, so the whole Harry Potter franchise is a lot more recent than I realise. Straight up the middle, breaking away as Nick Frost. He's got no support with him. And goes to ground, 30 out from the Force line. Penalty advantage here for diving in over the top, taking out the scrum half. Wright fires the Harbour Bridge ball over the top. Kale back in field for Muirhead. 10 metres out now, the Brumbies, their first real shot at attack here. Reimer, driven back in the tackle, gets up, plays it again. It is possible that they didn't know, and it's just a huge coincidence. Loose ball, but Corey Toole gets on the outside. No support with him again. Now it shows up, and cutting back in field. Charlie Kale fights his way over the line, but the determination of the Western Force defence racing back and holding him up over the line. That is amazing defence. Carlo Tizzano in there with Harry Potter holding Charlie Kale up. Amazing defence, a try-saving effort. The Mad Jamo, who do I think will win from here, Force or the Brumbies? Oh, there's so long left, mate. There's only 14 minutes gone. There's so much time left. I couldn't pick a winner yet. But the Western Force, they've come to play. Can they keep it up for the full 80? Well, last week suggests they probably can. The goal line restart falls for the Brumbies. Just short of the 22. Meredith cuts back in field, heads back towards the posts. Lonergan fires it out to the right-hand side. They stay on that right-hand edge. Tom Wright to Alatoa. Staying in centre field. Kale with the pop pass for Slipper, who slips, coincidentally enough, as he falls into contact. And this is big, aggressive Force defence trying to drive in over the top of this ruck. Ball's available, says the referee. There it is, under all those bodies. Use it, he says to Lonergan, who fires it out to Slipper in midfield. The Force defence at the moment, though, can't be broken. Matty Colkin likes the Force away jersey. It's very nice, isn't it? Oh, slipped and dropped ball by Tizzano. Not Tizzano, by the Brumbies into Tizzano. And the Force will have the scrum down. Scrum down for the Force, 22 out from their own line. And they've just got the better of things at the moment, the Western Force. Maybe taking the Brumbies a little bit by surprise. It shouldn't. I mean, it really shouldn't. If they were watching tapes of last week, it shouldn't be taking them by surprise, but you just never know. Geordie Aussie says if you want to put a multi, go Brook 30 plus, Zampa to get a wicket, and Wood to get a wicket. 16 minutes gone, 14 points to nil. Western Force scrum down on their own 22. Nick White feeds. Big drive here from the Brumbies, but White's already sent it out for the clearing kick. Hamish Stewart, a huge kick from inside his own 22 all the way into the Brumbies 22. Tom Wright with a good purchase on that as well. Sends it well back over the halfway line. About 38 metres out from the Force try line. A couple of big boots out there. Tom Wright and Hamish Stewart, by the looks of it. Force go quickly into the middle of the line out and secure the ball. Donaldson puts it high. Contestable kick. Harry Potter flying through. It's lost forward by the Brumbies. Knock-on advantage. Nick White's got it. Thought he was setting up a box kick. Fires it out into midfield. Almost intercepted. But still there for the Force. Down the short side they go. Hamish Stewart. Big cutout pass. And cutting back in field. And beating 1, 2, 3. Passing back to Stewart, who leaves it behind him. A good run from Dylan Peach. Play on, says the referee. And a great line run there by Tizano. They're edging ever closer here, the Western Force. PSG, ahoy mate, up the Highlanders. What a performance that was. As Donaldson kicks in behind the line and it's into the end goal. Grounded by the Brumbies, and it will be a goal line dropout restart. And we can all have a little bit of a breath. Yes, that was such a good performance by the Highlanders. I mean, poor from the Blues, but take nothing away from the Highlanders. What an effort. Charging forward there was Reed Princip. Penalty advantage here, 22 out. Nick White fires it out to Princip again. A new penalty advantage, even closer to the post this time. White with the inside ball to Pearce. Back to White on the wraparound. Flicks the pass infield to Dolly. And he's got Williams in support. They're looking good here, the Force. Donaldson with the crossfield kick. Puts it on point. And it's taken by the number 11 there, Dylan Peach. A beautiful crossfield kick from Donaldson. Where was the Brumbies' defence? There was nobody out there for the Brumbies. And the Force score their third try. And they now lead 19 points to nil. What is going on here with the Brumbies? Ben Donaldson had so much room to kick to. And sorry about that. Pinpoint accurate kick right into the end goal. Taken on the full by Peach, who scores untouched. Donaldson on target again. 21 points to nil. With 20 minutes gone, the Western Force are destroying the Brumbies here. How do the Brumbies come back from this? Dylan Peach used to play for the Waratahs. I'm still trying to come to terms with Nick White running around in a Western Force jersey. Wait a minute, in the cricket, did they really play God Save the Queen in the cricket? Oh, that's hilarious. And now they're playing the Indian anthem instead of Australia's. Oh, that is brutal. A comedy of errors there in the ICC Champions Trophy. That is funny. Nick White, box kick clearance up over halfway. Brumbies back in possession. 21 points to Zippo. The Force over the Brumbies. Lonigan tries to find some space around the ruck. Just inside the Force territory. Securing their ruck ball. Advantage for a no-arms tackle. Danjam. Down the short side now. Some space opens up. Back in field for Ikitau, who stands in the tackle. Brought to ground just outside the 22. Lonigan to Meredith. Through the hands now. Tall. Penalty. They come all the way back. Well, that was a long advantage. That was one long-ass advantage. He's gone all the way back to halfway. That might be the longest advantage I've ever seen played. Henry Pryor, ahoy mate, writes, your fantasy captain. You hope I'm correct in the try scoring. Fingers crossed. I had my fantasy captain set to Kitty Naholo this week. That didn't work out too well. wastedsports.com.au/games is our official website where you will find links to all our fantasy and tipping leagues, completely free to join. The NRL one is run through the official NRL website. The Super Rugby tipping and fantasy is run through the official Super Rugby website. All free to join. Do feel free to come and join our Wasted World of Sports leagues for the 2025 season. It's not too late to jump in and join. It's definitely not too late because my fantasy team's doing so badly. Yellow card here for the Force, so we are coming back for that knockdown. A deliberate knockdown. Stop the play. And that's a yellow card now for Dylan Peach. What the hell was that sound? Sorry, I'm in my studio, but when you're in a big house on your own and you hear weird sounds and you know that it's not your dog because your dog's in the room with you, it's kind of like, what the hell? Is somebody breaking into my house? The Brumbies put it into the corner and they lose the line-out ball backwards though, and they pick up the scraps 10 meters out from the line. Here come the Brumbies. They need to hit back, basically. Danjam, the tipping contest for... the tipping contest for Super Rugby is obviously already started. Fantastic turnover here from Darcy Swain. He got in and wrestled that ball away, but now it's up off the air, and the Brumbies come back to ground with it. And the tipping and fantasy for the NRL are both live and active to join, ready to roll. They just haven't started yet in terms of gathering points, but they're active and ready to join. Just a couple of meters out here, the pick and go. Held up over the line. Great defense again by the Western Force. Henry Pryor, how good was McWright's try yesterday for the multi? Hell yeah. I was so excited. I haven't had any success in the multis today. 7 legs so far. Well, 10 now if we include tonight's game, but that's still going. But 7 legs between the 2 completed games so far and only 1 hit. So I haven't even come close to getting another one. Nick White with the goal line restart. Big kick, well over halfway. And Judah, the total bet over 61 points, I think is looking pretty good. Yes, 24 minutes in, 21 points on the board already, and it's only been one-way traffic. The Brumbies now on the attack. Lonergan. That's a tall lumber of a human being there, Nick Frost. And there's another tall human being, Neville. Muirhead takes the line on, straightens, almost goes through. Ikitau with the pick and go. Toole gets in and plays scrum half. The Brumbies 30 out, just to the left of the uprights. Wright holds the pass up. Sends it to Muirhead, who pops it on now for Meredith. The Force defending well. A little chip in over the top of the line. They need the bounce here, the Brumbies, but it sits up for the Force. And Donaldson to clear. Gets a good purchase on it. But not a lot of distance with the angle. It relieves the pressure momentarily, at least. Line out throw incoming here for the Brumbies. And they go quickly. Brumbies have got it 30 metres out. Here is Caden Neville, dumped in the tackle. 30 metres out in midfield. Meredith on the wraparound, links up with Kale. Kale runs over the top of one. He's brought down inside the 22. Brumbies looking to go on the attack. Rima is taken down in the tackle, still just inside the 22. Through the hands now, out to the left. And using some speed there, Corey Toole nearly breaks through. An ankle tap. Desperation brings him down. Penalty advantage now for the Brumbies. The ball is kept alive, so close to this near touchline. And now Slipper brings it back into midfield. Force over the top of it. Successful turnover, but we come back for the penalty. Advantage was being played. 5 minutes 46 left in the naughty chair for Dylan Peach. So the Force will have to navigate this a man down. And for the Brumbies, it's a little bit beyond taking the points. They've got to put it into the corner. 21-3 doesn't help them. And that's exactly what they do. Meredith puts it into the corner, 5 metres out. The Brumbies of old would be dead set certainties to score a try here. That's the Brumbies of old. 5 metre line out. The rolling maul was pretty much unstoppable. It was their go-to play. Pollard throws to the middle. The Force get up and spoil, and they steal the line out. Nick White clears. Nobody at the back for the Brumbies. And the kick finds touch over halfway. Well, the Brumbies of old seem like they're a long way off in the distance. A mere shadow. But this Western Force team, are they the real deal? "28 minutes gone, 21-0, the Force. Pollard, can he get it right this time? Yes, they go to the middle and secure the ball. They needed that 50 metres down the other end of the field, though. The line out just before. Hooper takes it up to halfway. Meredith out the back to Toole. Keeps it alive for Wright. Wright dummies and goes through. Support inside and out. Sends it outside for Muirhead. And Muirhead will score the try. Brings it around under the post. The Brumbies finally break through. Through the hands. Over on that far edge. Tom Wright opened them up. And Muirhead scores the try. A try assist, I'm sure, is great for your fantasy rugby, but it's no good for my same game multi. Unbelievable, really. 13 legs tonight. Only one has hit. Cam Roigard in the Hurricanes game. But it's all right. That win last night, the Reds, Moana Pacifica, SGM, keeps us going for a few weeks. From right in front, the conversion successful. And it's 21 points to 7. The Brumbies have hit back. Nathan, Australia, ahoy, mate. Yeah, there's plenty of time left in this one. Plenty of time left. Stephen Larkham there on the sideline taking some notes. Six Nations tonight, yes. Well, tomorrow morning. Six Nations rugby. Force get us back underway. They get up and spoil. Darcy Swain comes away with it. Force back on the attack. Nathan, Australia, you got Force 8+ and Brumbies to win. There you go. Penalty advantage here for the Force. The Brumbies caught offside. And now a gap opens up in midfield. A try-saving effort by Kale, just bringing him down by the jersey. Penalty advantage here for the Force. 10 metres out, Nick White sends it out to Princep. And now Jeremy Williams, pop ball for Dolly. In front of the posts, back towards the 22 they go. Donaldson takes the line on and he's met hard in the tackle. Dominant hit by Billy Pollard. So the referee 8+ at half time. He's okay. Force 8+ at half time and the Brumbies to win. Okay, so you don't want them to come back too soon. You want them to come back in the second half. Gotcha. Well, they might consider taking the 3 here, the Western Force. Leading by 14. A penalty right out in front. Well, it's not right out in front. It's 22 metres out and about 10 or so in from touch. Should be a pretty simple kick, though. Should be a simple kick. And it looks like they're going to put it into the corner here, the Western Force. Donaldson puts it into touch. It will be a 5-metre attacking line-out. They weren't satisfied for the 3. They want more. The Western Force, they can smell blood. The throw goes to the front of the line out. The Force set up the rolling maul and breaking away and diving over the line underneath it. But not soft. They're not able to stop it. They got bodies under it, did the Brumbies. They're not able to stop it. The Force get the ball to ground. And they have scored another try. An impressive one at that. The Western Force, they knocked back the 3. They said, we will have the 7. Thank you very much. And the try has been scored by Carlo Tazzano. And we finally get a tick off the multi again. Another one. Tazzano with the try. Yes. Well, that's a good start to the multi for the rest of the game, I think. Conversion attempt, hooking, stays just by that near upright, or the far upright, rather. And it is 28 points to 7. The Western Force on top. Well, that 8 points at half-time's looking very good, Nathan, Australia. 7 minutes to go until the break. And it is a very comfortable lead for the Western Force. Nick White's got it at the back of the ruck. The box kick clearance up over halfway. Pressure on the take, but the Brumbies come down with it. And Meredith gets the pass inside to Pollard. Pollard breaks away inside the 22. Bumps off one, bumps off another. And Pollard goes to ground 10 metres out, just to the left of the post. Lonergan. The pass is intercepted by Peach. And Peach throws the pass backwards. It's still in play. Ikitau now on the counter-attack. Takes it inside the 30. Boy, I couldn't keep up with that sequence of play. From end to end. Helter-skelter stuff. But now it settles down and the Brumbies are back in possession. Lonergan out to Meredith. Ikitau from a flat-footed start steps back in field. Pops the pass to Meredith, who spills it forward. And the Force are back in possession. Tazano with a loose ball out to Nick White, who thumps it upfield and into touch on the 40-metre line. Oh boy, this has not been the greatest of execution from both sides. But it's certainly exciting. $28 points to 7. The Brumbies with the throw. Pollard, who nearly went all the way on his own just before. Ikitau in midfield with the inside ball. 40 metres out. Brumbies on the attack. Meredith on the wraparound. Goes to ground. He gets very heavily involved, Meredith. Box kick now from Lonergan. In behind the line. It's going to travel too deep, is it? No, it sits up. And Mac Greeley will plant it down in the end goal. Goal line restart to come. Oh, Meredith is on debut. There you go. Meredith on debut here. Goal line restart is deep by Nick White. And huge defense in midfield. A crunching tackle. Out the back to Tom Wright. Flicks the pass on for Ikitau. Ikitau again with a stutter start. Kabalawa says Force will make the quarters this year. Spilt forward. Oh my God, what just happened there? Tom Hooper. Tom Hooper with the simplest of drop balls you'll ever see. I thought they had penalty advantage. Such was the way that he dropped that ball. It felt like he did it on purpose. That was really, really poor. That was so poor. That was actually laughable. That mistake from the Brumbies. Well, what are we looking at here? The TMO is interjected, and the referee is going to have a look at something. A high tackle here. Yeah, shoulder to the face, and I'm sorry, but this is going to be a sit-down for Reed Princip. Oh, maybe. That angle doesn't look as bad. This angle from behind looks shocking, but the angle from behind the Brumbies didn't look so bad. Oh, the yellow card's already out of the pocket. Reed Princip is having to sit down. Yellow card here, and it's going to be on report. It'll be a penalty for the Brumbies. What's funnier, that mistake or the Pakistani tech person? Playing the wrong anthems at an international sporting event probably is a bigger mistake, but nobody knows who the Pakistani tech is who pushed the button, right? So he kind of gets away with it in that respect. Tom Hooper, dropping that ball for the Brumbies, did it on the field in front of everybody, and everybody knows who he is. So therefore, that's a little bit more embarrassing. Off the field goes the number 6, Tom Hooper. And, geez, I think it's off for a HIA, but I've got to be honest, I'd be taking him off the field anyway after that dropped ball. The Brumbies put it into the corner. 10 metres out. Stolen at the front of the line-out by the Force, but it's bounced forward and into the Brumbies' hands. So they get away with it there, the Brumbies. Lonergan's got it at the back of the ruck to Alatoa to rumble it up. Bringing it back towards the post, back into midfield. Seven metres out from the line. The pick and go is the option, but the Force with numbers around the ruck. Now it opens up. The Brumbies, he's had his pants pulled down as he gets closer to the line. The pick and go by... I couldn't see who it was, but there's still a metre out here, the Brumbies. Lonergan pops the pass up for Meredith, and Declan Meredith steps in field to score the try. Declan Meredith makes it 28-12. And the Brumbies with an extra man. The yellow card under review. A one-on-one tackle, easily broken. Nick White is not going to make a tackle from there. I'm sorry. No offense, Nick White, but he's not known for his defense. Goal line defense anyway. That's why he was standing out there on the wing in the first place. Ryan Lonergan from out wide, 37 metres on the angle. He strikes it well. Does it hold its line? It does, and it's over. 28 points to 14. It's tries galore at the moment, and still only one from my multi. We need to do something about that in the second half. (28-14). And under a minute to go until the halftime break. I mean, those are what they call the championship minutes, right? Tries right before the halftime break are crucial. Tom Wright takes the kickoff. There goes the siren. And Lonergan just puts it into touch, says we've had enough, thanks ref. And the Force lead this by 14 at the break. The Western Force. They have come to play here tonight. That screen's always a little bit behind, it seems. There we go, it's updated now. And it will update the Lonergan conversion in a second. What do we have going on in the cricket? 28 points to 14 at the halftime break. We will have a quick ad break, and then I'll be back for the second half. We'll run through the Super Rugby Fantasy let's see how my team's doing. But I've just got to step out quickly, and I'll be right back. Geordie Aussie says it's 1 for 32 after 4 overs. Very cool. Judah, you just need 19 points in the second half, and you've hit your overs. I reckon it'll happen. I mean, what's that? Basically, 3 tries, 2 of them converted. Okay, let's suss out my Super Rugby fantasy team. Have we got a score update here? Tizano scored the try, so... Oh, he's already up to 32 points, Tizano. And Jeremy Williams has got me 21. Wow, I'm really glad that I threw these Western Force players in. And Hudson Crichton has got 1 point. He, of course, was named in number 23. I guess that he gets 1 point just for being named in the starting squad. I don't know. Well, not the starting squad, but you know what I mean. Do you get 1 point for just being named? It seems that way. So that has done a lot better than everybody else in my team. I kind of got let down this week. A lot of players didn't really live up to potential. I might have to think about some serious transfers for next week. wastedsports.com.au/games is our official website. If you would like to join in our free fantasy and tipping competitions for both Super Rugby and NRL season ahead. There are prizes, not from us, but there are prizes through the official competitions. They're free to join, and we've set up a league on there just for the banter. But if you participate, there are actual prizes to be won from the official official Super Rugby and official NRL websites. So it's worth jumping in. It's free to join. Creates a little bit of extra friendly banter amongst the chat room. It really is good times. But yes, they've not done too well, my boys, this week. Just looking at the scores. A lot of single-digit scorers there. Tamati Williams only got me 6. Tuanga Fasi only got me 7. Marcy only got me 3. Mark Talia only got me 17. I mean, I know that that's not single digits, but it's not that far over either. Josh Lord got me 21 for the entire game. By comparison, Jeremy Williams, my other lock, has got 21 just in this first half. So some players have let me down big time this week. That's all right. I will look at I will look at some transfers for the week ahead. Well, that's all right. It seems like it has been enough to get me to the top of the table in the Wasted Water Sports League, I suppose, so I can't complain too much. 1 for 42 after 5 overs. There you go. England versus Australia in the cricket. Wasted Water Sports, we have got coming up Six Nations returns. The Six Nations is back this week. England playing Scotland. But before that, hang on. Is it England and Scotland? Where are we? February 22nd. Wales versus Ireland. And England versus Scotland, a doubleheader starting just after midnight my time here in Brisbane. So unfortunately, it does mean that I missed the cricket tonight. But ultimately, you've got to go with where the numbers are. And the numbers are certainly in Six Nations when compared to the cricket. $28 points to 14 here. It is so unusual having Super Rugby on free-to-air television. It's a good step forward for the game. A good step forward for the game in Australia. Very specifically. James Speed, ahoy mate. Force score a try late to win comfortably 47-28. Well, I would say if the final scoreline is going to be 47-28, the late try might not matter too much. They were already looking pretty comfortable at 40-28. But, yeah, we'll see how the second half plays out. The Brumbies looking like a shell of their former selves. The Force looking like the real deal in season 2025. Christopher Free, cricket starts in 30 minutes. The cricket's already started, mate. Cricket is already off and running. Yeah, England are 2 for 42. Australia winning the toss, electing to bowl first. And England 2 for 42 after 5 overs or thereabouts. Two for 43, 6.2 overs. Oh no, 5.2. God, I need my glasses on. So, not a bad run rate, really. England losing wickets, though. That'll be their concern. But the run rate's looking good. 12 points to 6 at halftime in the NRL trials. The Titans over the Dolphins. 28 points to 14 at halftime here. The Force taking the Brumbies by surprise. Absolutely taking the fight to them. Okay, kickoff for the second half. Not far away. We'll have a quick break, and we'll be right back for the second half. Kicking off right after this. $28 points to 14 here. Force over the Brumbies. Second half about to get underway. It's been a great day of Super Rugby action. We saw a great game between the Hurricanes and the Fijian Drua, and then we saw another impressive match. The Highlanders overcoming the Blues. And we've got the Force taking the fight right to the Brumbies. We've got a tick off the multi already. Tazzano, anytime try scorer. Can we get Tom Wright and Ben Donaldson in the second half? Fingers crossed. NRL, of course, back next weekend. NRL has been the bread and butter of the Wasted World of Sports channel. Been our main source of content. So we should have it back. It should be back next week. Well, it will be back next weekend. Our attention will turn to the NRL. Ollie is the best. Your girlfriend Jasmine says ahoy, ahoy, Jasmine. Second half about to get underway here. 40 more minutes. And then Super Rugby comes to a close for round 2. Is there another upset on the cards? Highlanders defeating the Blues. Can the Force hold on and go the distance here against the Brumbies? How are you, Ollie? Looking forward to the NRL coming back next weekend. It's my Sharks up against the Panthers. Going to be a long day, though. Early start, up bright and early, 8 o'clock my time for the Super League. And that's followed up by the Warriors versus the Warriors versus the Raiders. And then a little break. And the main event of the evening, the Sharkies versus the Panthers. And hopefully the Sharks can just put up an effort. That's what I would like to see. I would be happy if they're just not blown away. Sometimes that's all you can really hope for when you go up against the Panthers, right? You just don't want to get blown off the park. If they can put up a fight, stay in the contest, then I'll be absolutely delighted. But it's going to be a very, very tough effort, especially since the Panthers are expected to have a pretty much full-strength squad. Dylan Edwards, Nathan Cleary racing the clock to be available. But it seems like they will be. So that'll be very, very tough going for my Sharks over there in Vegas in round 1. Second half about to get underway. The yellow card has remained. So there we go, an update. The yellow card remains yellow. And Reed Prinsep will come back onto the field. Hopefully the Sharks will have some bite, Judah. Absolutely. Second half is underway here, but yes, NRL is the bread and butter of the channel, the main source of content over the past few years. So we will be focusing primarily on that when the season gets underway. But don't worry, Super Rugby fans will still be covering the big games of all the Super Rugby action. As the clearing kick into touch by the Brumbies, or by the Force rather. Brumbies line out throw about 35 metres out. They can go on the attack early. Throw goes to the middle, and they manage to secure the ball. It was messy, but they come down with it. And now Lonergan fires the pass out into midfield. Meredith to Ikitau. Ikitau tries to break away, but he's held onto by Tazano. The pop pass puts Neville through half a gap. Oh, I'll tell you what. Hey, Matty Colkin, speaking of Matt Rogers on commentary, we'll come back to that short side play. And the Brumbies through Muirhead pops the ball up to Charlie Cale. And they score inside the first couple of minutes of the second half. The ball spilt out the side of the ruck. The Brumbies picked it up. And with some quick hands down the short side, Cale runs around untouched to score. 28 points to 19, the kick to come. That was a video game try, that one. That was so simple. Try 28 points to 19. Yeah, so for those who are unaware, Matty Rogers also does a radio show that is also broadcast as a podcast style on YouTube. And it is great value. He's a great talker, Matty Rogers. And it's well worth a listen. Conversion successful. 28 points to 21. It is absolutely anybody's ball game. Will that be enough to lift the Brumbies? Neville. Secures the restart for the Brumbies. Lonergan fires it across into midfield. 28-21. Lonergan with the box kick. Oh, excuse me. Clears it up to halfway. And Greeley does well to take it. Nick White sends it back for Stewart. Pumps it inside the 22. Taken on the full at the back by Wright. And Wright sends it up towards halfway. Into touch with the clearing kick. You certainly did, Judah, pick the right game to go overs. As Muirhead's down in back play for the Brumbies. There with the trainer. Stolen in the middle of the line out by the Brumbies. They've got the ball back on halfway. And a penalty for attacking the arms in the air. Well, the second half has started extremely well here for the home side. Ollie is the best, says, have a guess how old my girlfriend is. I'm not even going to... I've got absolutely nothing to go by with that. I have nothing to even attempt. Brumbies go to the middle of the line out, and it's a free kick. A free kick for the Brumbies. The Force closing the gap. They tap and go quickly. Alatoa charges forward. Lonergan to Frost. Frost takes it to within 10. To the left-hand edge they go. Alatoa cuts back in field. It's there for Lonergan. The pop pass for Pollard, who's met hard in the tackle. Brumbies maintaining possession, though. Lonergan now out to right. Tom Wright dummies, takes on the line, and is brought to ground 5 metres out. Oh, I thought our multi was on there. I thought our multi was on. 5 phases, and Neville sets it up just to the right of the post. The pick and go is the option. Penalty advantage now. Force offside. Oh, the Brumbies are looking very good now. 5 out. Penalty advantage. They keep it in tight around the ruck. The Force get in and look to spoil. It's still there for the Brumbies. Here's Kale. Another strong carry. Half a metre out. Driven towards the line. Just short. It's planted back. It's there for the Brumbies. Lonergan was happy to let the forwards do the work. He stands back and waits. It's going to be another pick and go here. The pop pass. And the try under the sticks. The number 20. Lord only knows what his name is. But he comes up with the try. The Brumbies are about to be all locked up here with the force. Nick White is furious at the referee. Nick White is getting on the wrong side of the referee. Who'd have thought? That's never happened before. Try for the Brumbies. They've scored very, very quickly. Back-to-back tries. And it is right under the posts. Lonergan is just waiting for the go-ahead. Blank says, oh no, why did I take the force? Plus 1.5 at halftime. Conversion successful. And it is 28 points all locked up here. This game is going to go down to the wire. Either that or the Brumbies could run away with it here in the second half. Force, get us back underway. Lost backwards by the Brumbies. Force dive on the loose ball. And they will go on the attack. 22 out. Nick White fires it out for Darcy Swain. 22 metres out. Just to the left of post. Now back into midfield. Robertson plants it back. Penalty advantage for the Force. The kick in by Stewart behind the line is taken on the fall by Lonergan. And we come back for the penalty. Referee was playing advantage. Now, what do the Force do here? It's 3 easy points. 22 metres out, just to the left of the uprights. It's a gift 3. It looks like they're going to put it into the corner. No, he's got the kicking team, Ben Donaldson. They're going to take the shot here. They're going to have the shot at posts, which I think is the smart call. Absolutely incredible. Sensible option indeed, Ryan Zealand, sorry. No, it was a possum on the roof this time, Dan Jam. There is an overhanging tree. As Ben Donaldson moves in, strikes it. He's on target. Puts it right through the middle. Yeah, there's an overhanging tree. The possum jumps down off the tree onto the roof, runs across the roof. So you hear on the roof, just randomly throughout the night, and then leaps onto the other tree in the next door neighbor's house. And it sends my dog, as you can hear, ballistic. Well, the thing is, UFC, it's not my tree. It's from the next door neighbor. I'm only legally allowed to prune back the overhanging bits. But the properties are so close, the possum just jumps down. I've never quite figured out how it goes back, interestingly. I'm wondering what its route backwards is. We know the possum's route across my roof from the tree to the neighbor's yard, but I do wonder how it comes back and then gets back up the tree. I've never quite worked it out. But what it does, the possums come down and they try to get to the backyard and they try and eat the bananas. We've got like 6 banana trees out the backyard that are all fruiting at the moment. So the possums and the bats just swarm from everywhere to try and get hold of it. They try and break through the nets. and get hold of our banana trees. Anyway, Brumbies in possession, the Force leading 31-28 in this very high-scoring game. "50 minutes gone. Tom Wright now with the clearance straight up the middle of the field. And it sits up for Greeley at the back. Greeley from inside his 22. Puts it into touch up over the halfway line. Oh, thank you, Nathan, for the GG and the 2025. Cheers. All right, I better go see what's happening out there. Hey, possums on the roof, huh? Western Force now. Open them up. Intercepted by Tom Wright. He's got support from Muirhead. They go to ground on halfway. And a penalty to the Brumbies. Oh, the Force. It looked like they were in, but then it looked like the Brumbies were going to run away. Penalty to the Brumbies on halfway. Meredith to put this into the corner. Been end-to-end stuff. Brumbies line out throw. They go over the top. It's loose. And it's collected by Rima. Just outside the 22. The try scorer, Judah. Not you in the chat room, Judah. Plain. Hale makes another strong carry. Almost breaks through. Penalty advantage to the Brumbies. The Force going off their feet. Quick hands down the short side. Right pops it up for Corey Toole. And Corey Toole scores in the corner. The Brumbies reclaim the lead. It's back and forth stuff. Nick White is still blowing up at the referee. The Brumbies lead 33-31. They're 64 points. A short side play. Quick hands. Tom Wright. On to Corey Toole. (33-31) kick to come. Lonergan strikes it. It hooks back, and it's over. And the Brumbies lead 35-31. All right, is it safe to put you back down now? Hey? Or are you going to bark? You're going to bark at the roof. Force get us back underway. The kick close to the sideline, and the Brumbies do put a foot in touch. This will be a Western Force line-out throw. 35-31. 55 minutes gone. How random is that? A guy with my name on the Brumbies. Yes, the number 20 for the Brumbies, Judah Koro, and I don't know his last name. It's very, very long and complex, and I don't even wish to attempt it. But his name is Judah Koro something. The Force go on the attack here, trailing by 4. 30 metres out. The ball sits up for Greeley. Lost backwards. The Brumbies drive in over the top of this, looking for the counter ruck. But Nick White releases it. White with the box kick in behind the line. Tom Wright spills it backwards, fires it back in field to Muirhead. And Muirhead clears. Finds some space. It bounces up nicely for Greeley at the back. Peach now takes it up over halfway. Penalty advantage here for the Force. The crash ball. Will Harris. 30 metres out now. Penalty advantage. Nick White darts from scrum half. And the ball is spilt. We come back for the penalty. Back for the penalty. Not rolling away. I dare say that they will put this one into the corner here, the Western Force. It's exactly what they're going to do. 40 metres out right in front. They could have had a shot if the scores were a tad closer. But Donaldson will find touch. A nice kick inside the 22. Oh, hang on. Your overs hit with Judah's try. That is amazing. That is the most fantastic thing that I've ever heard. Judah's try won Judah's bet. You can't make this stuff up. 57.5 gone. Brandon Panga-Amosa with the line-out throw. 22 out from the line. The Force go to the middle. They win the ball. Panga-Amosa on the wraparound. Inside ball to Peach. Peach breaks through and scores. The Force hit back. It's an absolute try fest here. You wouldn't believe that only one of my try scorers have hit. And the Brumbies are looking around at each other, wondering what's gone wrong with their life here. Because that was a simple try for the Force. Panga-Amosa wrapping around behind the maul and then pops a simple inside ball. And nobody read it. Peach goes through untouched. That is a fabulous play from the Force. That is a hell of a try, I've got to say. From right in front, Donaldson pops it over. And the Force retake the lead, 38 points to 35. Brumbies get us back underway. The Force in possession. Just outside their 30. Fired back into the 22. Donaldson decides to have a run. And the kick goes out on the full. A shocker from Will Harris. Kicking duties taken away from you, sir. Puts it out on the full. The Brumbies will get the line out. (38-35). No, Toole scored a try. Corey Toole scored in the corner for the Brumbies. Brumbies go to the front, and it's tossed straight back to Lachlan Lonergan. Oh, great. There's two Lonegans on the field. This is going to get confusing. The Lonergan brothers out there for the Brumbies. Kale, another strong carry. Just outside the 22 here. The Brumbies rumble it forward. Alatoa in front of the posts. Still 22 out. Here is Lockie Shaw. Getting closer. Alatoa again. The Force are over the top of this. Penalty advantage. Right out in front. This will be the equaliser if they want it. Right out in front. 15 metres. A gift 3 points. And Lonergan will surely line this up and put it over to lock the scores up once more. Oh, they tap and go. Well, the equaliser was right there for the taking. But they want more. They want the lead, the Brumbies. The Force get in and counter ruck. But the Brumbies still in possession. 5 metres out. A pick and go for Rima. Keeping it in close. Lonergan goes this time. Penalty advantage. Hands in the ruck. Penalty advantage for the Brumbies. So at worst, they will come back here for the penalty. They can try something. But they're keeping it in tight here. 5 phases. Numbers are out to the left here for the Brumbies. It's slow ball, though, and the Force number up. Hale with the pass out to Judah. And Judah is half a metre short. A pick and go again. The Brumbies are over. That's a try. Kale gets his second. And the Brumbies retake the lead. 40 points to 38. The kick to come. I mean, what can you say about this game? But poor defence from both teams. A high-scoring game like this, right? They're leaking points, both of them. And it hasn't exactly been scintillating attack. Kale gets a double. Lonergan from just to the left of the post. 62.5 minutes gone, looking to extend the lead again. Back out to 4 points. Lonergan converts. It's 42 points to 38. The seesaw continues. Who's going to win this? It's anybody's guess. There's still so much time left on the clock. Pick me a winner. Brumbies with the restart. Lonergan's got it. Box kick clearance from just outside the 22. Muirhead is flying through. Puts pressure on Greeley. It falls for the Brumbies, and the Brumbies march back into Force territory. Lonergan puts it high again, and Greeley loses it backwards. It's there for the Force. 30 out from their own line in midfield. Pavanga says Brumbies for the win, please. And Blank says Force gonna sell. 4 points the difference. 64 minutes gone. And it's back to Hamish Stewart for the clearance. Taken on the full at the back by Meredith. Fires it across to Muirhead. Muirhead back over halfway. Chips, he's been cleaned up here. And this will be a penalty to the Brumbies. Muirhead's been cleaned up after the kick. And he is down and out. A little unlucky there for Jeremy Williams. In fairness, he was in the air. He was already committed in the air. I don't think he's necessarily done anything wrong here. I mean, not with any intent, I suppose, is what I mean. But we're about to have a look at it on the replay. It was ferocious contact. He has jumped, looking for the charge down, and collects Muirhead right in the face with his hip. And it was just reckless. He's got no control over his body there. And I would say unintentional, but reckless. And the yellow card is already out of the pocket. And the yellow card for Jeremy Williams. Off he goes. Jeremy Williams, the captain for the Force, will go and have a seat in the naughty chair. And that undoes all the good work that he'd done for me in Super Rugby Fantasy. He'd built up so many points. He got so many points for me. And he's just gone and undone it all with that yellow card. Brumbies. Well, they had an opportunity at 3 there to make it a 7-point margin. They've put this into the corner. Throw goes to the front of the line out. Brumbies bring it down. The rolling ball is set. 15 metres out from the line. Penalty advantage. Penalty advantage. Lonergan into midfield. The chip is charged down by the Force. Play on. Ripped away now. And we come back for the penalty to the Brumbies. The Force in from the side at line-out time. Or the Maul from the line-out. 10 metres out. They'll put it into the corner again, surely. Pollard went off in the 49-minute mark, sorry. Henry. Pollard went off and was replaced by Blake Shop. Speak of the devil. there he was there at the front of the line now, Blake Shop. Brumbies come down with the ball. The rolling ball is set, but going backwards. The Force defend it well at the moment. Lonergan to midfield where Ollie Sapsford takes it forward. The Force look to hold them off the ground. Penalty advantage now for sealing off. Oh, it's all falling apart here for the Force. Lonergan fires it out left. Meredith dummies. Can't get the arms free to offload. He had Tom Wright in support too. The new penalty advantage here for the Brumbies. 5 metres out from the line. Lockie Lonergan crawls forward, and here's Kale. He's had a strong game. Lonergan again. 5 metres out here, the Brumbies. 7 phases. The ball is turned over by the Force, so we come back for the penalty, and he's going to the pocket. There's going to be another one sent. He just wants a number. He's just waiting for a number. Hamish Stewart is going to join his buddy in the naughty chair. Oh, just a warning. Just a warning. Caden, thank you very much for the rose. Cheers there, Caden Rowe. The Brumbies just to the left of the post. It's a gift, 3 points. But they've already made the commitment here, I think, to keep piling the pressure on. Lonergan taps it. And he's got a bunch of props lined up ready for this carry. Van Neck in front of the post, 5 metres out. Kale. He's wrapped up and put to ground. Judah. Just to the right of the post. 5 metres out still. Nick Frost keeps the ball alive. Vicky Tau to Meredith. Meredith has the ball ripped away from him. No, he doesn't. He gets to ground. Great work there from Meredith to retain possession. The pick and go from Shop. 5 metres out here, the Brumbies. 13 minutes remaining. Nick Frost 1 metre short. Penalty advantage now to the Brumbies. A fresh penalty advantage. Lonergan in at first receiver to Meredith. Meredith wants a double. Goes to ground 5 metres out. The Force are in over the top of this one. It's still there for the Brumbies. Lonergan back in front of the post. It goes to Van Neck. Slow ball. Lonergan fires it over the top for Muirhead. Steps back in field. It's not Muirhead, sorry. It's Toole. And they've lost ground here, the Brumbies. 10 metres out now. The Force defence forcing them backwards. Kale down the short side. Can't get the arms free. Force in over the top to spoil. Tom Wright tries to go quickly down the short side. Has it ripped away. Penalty. And he's going to go to the pocket here, the referee. A yellow card. A second yellow card incoming here for the Force. This will be too much to overcome, surely. 10 in the bin. Too many penalties down this end of the field. And it is Nick Champion de Crispigny. Nicholas Champion de Crispigny. Let's just call him Nicholas Champion. Well, we don't have to call him anything for the next 10 minutes. He's having to sit down. And the Brumbies call scrum. 5 metres out here, 10 to the left of the uprights. The right option too, because they've just lost one of their pack has just been moved to the sin bin. So the right call. 5 metres out. Big shove here from the Force. And the scrum collapses. It's reset. He didn't tackle him, Matty. And the penalty and the send-off was for the attempted... Like, he didn't make an attempt to charge down. This is what the officials said. Didn't make an attempt to charge down. He charged the player, not the ball. And that's why he was sent off. There was no head contact, so a HIA was not necessary. He just cleaned him up. So therefore, an on-field HIA assessment was more than acceptable. Big shove there for the Brumbies as the scrum resets. And they've got much better shape, but it comes out the side of the Force. The Force have won it against the head. And they can now set up a clearance. And that was a big moment in the game. Donaldson clears. Doesn't find touch. So the pressure is still on. Tom Wright's got it. Dummies the kick. Goes on a little dart across field and Peach lines him up and brings him to ground. Still there for the Brumbies. Lonergan. Down the short side. Inside ball. Popped back in field and lost forward by Judah. And it's there for the Force. The kick downfield. Advantage is over. And it will be a line-out throw for the Brumbies just inside their own half. Oh, and he's hurt himself after the kick too, Donaldson. Oh, he's having some pickle juice and he'll be fine. A little pickle juice. That'll get him all sorted out. 70 minutes gone. The Titans 26, Dolphins 18, huh? I mean, it's only preseason. But that's a bit of a turn-up. I wonder what sort of squad the Dolphins threw out there. Brumbies throw to the middle of the line-out, secure the ball. Meredith in midfield to Judah. He did the same injury last week, did he, Donaldson? And he's off the field. Well, Donaldson's off the field. Bloody hell. It has not been a good night for same-game multis. Unbelievable. Third, what do we have? 10 legs. 10 legs across the 3 games. Only 2 hits. Penalty to the Force. 8 minutes to go. They can put this into the corner or very, very close. They've still got 2 yellow cards. Putting it into the corner can kill some time, a little bit of time anyway. And they can maybe get at least 1 back. Four points the difference. The touch finder. Is it inside the 22? It's on the 22. The Western Force, 8 minutes to go. Trailing by 4. Attacking line out. Oh, Stephen Larkham looks worried. He looks bug-eyed. Big throw here. For the Force. They go to the middle. Secure possession. Stewart pops it up to Tizano, who goes on a big drive over the top of one defender inside the 22. A strong carry back towards the posts. The Force. Brumbies in illegally. How did they get away with a not giving away a penalty advantage there? Unbelievable. Still there for the Force. The dummy and half a gap opened up for Max Burry. But big defense for the Brumbies. 5 phases here for the Force on the attack. Tizano is tipped in the tackle. Still there for the Force. In front of the posts, 12 metres out or thereabouts. 2 men down in the bin, let's not forget. And that's a loose ball out the back, knocked backwards though. Still there for them. The Brumbies not committing at ruck time. Pangaramosa. Back towards the post, 10 metres out. The pick and go. Gets them a couple more metres forward. That's what they're doing here, the Force. Just pick and go, pick and go. 5 metres out. It seems to be working for them at the moment. Again, they go 4 out now. 14 phases. Just pick and go, pick and go. Waiting for a penalty advantage. Waiting for the Brumbies to falter in some capacity. Half a metre out now, the Force. They just pick and go. They pick and go. Centimetres short of the line. Right in front of the posts. It's still there for them. The try's been awarded. Has it? High fives all around from the Force. And it's Pangaramosa, I think, who's getting up and claiming it. The Western Force, with 13 men, take the lead. 43-42, the conversion from right in front. And the Brumbies looking desolate behind the post, wondering where they went wrong in life. Because the Western Force have taken the lead. Caden Rowe, thank you very much for the further 2 roses. Cheers. Conversion successful by Max Burry. And the Force lead 45-42 with 5 minutes to play. Boy, oh boy, this is going to go down to the wire. Brumbies get us back underway in the Force. Have the ball inside their own 22. 45 points to 42. The clearing kick up towards halfway. Won't find touch. It's taken to the back by the Brumbies. The kick is out on the full and it comes all the way back. Oh, the Brumbies are cocking this up big time. The Brumbies are falling to pieces. A kick from inside their own half goes out on the full. And the Western Force, who are now back to 14, will have the line-out throw just inside Brumbies territory. Pangaramosa is in no hurry to get across there. This is incredible. Are we about to see another upset tonight? This has been such a great day of Super Rugby action. All the games going down to the wire. Pangaramosa with the throw. The Brumbies get up and steal it. They're back in possession. Judah rumbles it up to the halfway line. That's a big, strong carry by a big, strong man. Staying down the short side. The Brumbies on the attack. Tom Wright bobbles the ball. Cuts back infield. And lost forward by Lockie Lonigan. And the Force are back in possession. The Force have got it back on halfway. The clearing kick now for Burry. Puts it high straight down the middle of the park. Peach is chasing and times it to perfection. And they drive over the top now, the Force. Counter ruck is good. The ball sprays out the side of the ruck and Kale picks up the scraps. .22 metres out here, the Brumbies. 3 minutes left. 3 points the difference. The box kick up towards halfway. And it's taken well by Burry. The Force have it on halfway. Keeping it in tight. Isaac finds dummies. It opens up around the ruck for him. And he chews off an extra 15 metres. That's a good run. The cheeky little scrum half. 2 minutes left to play. The Force controlling the ball down the Brumbies end of the field, importantly. They're keeping the ball in tight here. Happy to just play it out. The Brumbies need to find a way to manufacture a turnover here. Just one out stuff here. The Force, nothing fancy. 2 minutes to go. 2 minutes is a long time in rugby to try and wind down the clock like this. Pangaramosa just walks into contact. The Brumbies look to drive over the top, but it's off the ball. They have to find a turnover somehow here, the Brumbies. Nothing exciting about this play from the Force. Just controlling possession. Pedro, thank you very much for the sub. Cheers. 10 phases. Just over 1 minute left. There'll be more of the same. Pangaramosa. Brumbies in over the top of this one. Can they get hands on the ball? Looking to counter ruck, but the Force pile in. And it's still there for them. 12 phases. Back to the halfway line. Inside the last minute. Told to use it. The Force. The Brumbies charge forward. Still there for the Force. They have to find a turnover somehow, some way here. Brumbies on the wrong side of the ruck there. Got to get away. And they do. 15 phases. 20 seconds to go. Brumbies in over the top of this one. Still there for the Force. 10 seconds to go. There goes the siren. And the Force kick it over the sideline for a famous victory. And you can see just what it means to them. Jubilation out there on the field. The Western Force. 45-42. A high-scoring game. Defense was pretty much non-existent tonight. But a big win for the Western Force. And they played with 13 men there at one point and held on. Not only did they hold on with 13 men, but they scored and reclaimed the lead with 13 men. And look at Nick White going, I'm so glad that I left that rabble and came over here. $45 points to 42. Another thrilling game. I mean, we have seen 3 absolute cracking contests. The bookmakers didn't give the Force, the Fijian Drua, or the Highlanders any hope in hell of picking up victory. We nearly saw all 3 pull off upset wins. It was so close to all 3 pulling off miraculous victories. Oh, unlucky Nathan. It was looking very, very good for you for a moment there, wasn't it? Unbelievable, though. 10 legs, 10 try scorers I'd picked across the 3 games. 10 legs across the 3 games, only 2 hit. Unbelievable. $45-42. Well done to the Western Force, defeating the Brumbies. Jubilation up in the coach's box. Full time here, Soccer Channel, yes. Full time, 45-42, the Western Force winners. Unbelievable. Waste of Water Sports. We're going to have a little bit of a break, and by a little bit, I mean like a few hours, because we will be back in roughly 4 hours' time for the Six Nations. Wales versus Ireland. Hang on, who's playing? Who's playing? Yeah, Wales versus Ireland, followed up by England versus Scotland. A Six Nations doubleheader coming up in just under 4 hours' time. So we'll be back here on the Waste of Water Sports. I will take my leave for now. Thank you so much for being with us for this triple header of Super Rugby action. It's been thrills all the way through. The Western Force getting the job done here against the Brumbies. Yeah, I mean, it's only 8:30. The game's not on until 12:15. So, I mean, if there's any questions from the chat room, any topics, I'm happy to go another 10 minutes or so. Field some questions. Otherwise, we'll head off. See. Ireland are heavy favourites, Judah. Yes, understandably so. Very understandably so. When was the last time Wales won? Asked Jason Calloway. When was the last time Wales won? What, a match? I think they've lost like a ridiculous amount in a row now. Hang on. Let's go to Planet Rugby and have a look. Yeah, do you mean when was the last time they won a match, or when was the last time they won the Six Nations? Let's have a look. Wales, at their recent history, I know that they've been on a huge losing streak. In Six Nations games, anyway. All right, here we go. Wales rugby matches. So they lost to Italy. They lost to France. They lost to South Africa. They lost to Australia. They lost to Fiji. They lost to Australia. They lost to Australia twice. They lost to South Africa. They lost to Italy. They lost to France. They lost to Ireland. They lost to England. They lost to Scotland. They lost to Argentina. The last time that Wales won a game, 43-19 over Georgia, the 7th of October, 2023. According to Google. They defeated Georgia 43 points to 19, 7th of October, 2023. So that has been a long string of defeats since then. Titans 26-18 over the Dolphins in the trials. Yeah. Yep. Don't know what to say about that. Not a whole lot to say about trial games. I mean, I didn't watch it, so I can't comment. But, yeah, ultimately, trial games mean nothing. When was the last time that a team won the preseason competition and did any good in the competition proper? Nearly 2 years ago. They don't have the same coach, Jason Callaway. They actually just fired their coach, last week? Was it, Dan Jam? Last week, they gave him the rocket. So I wonder who's going to be coaching in the interim. Have they made any announcements about that? Let me have a look at that. Yeah, they held on to their own old players for far too long, so now their players have no experience, and it's kind of what Australia did too. The Wallabies were guilty of doing that after their golden era. I mean, George Gregan, God bless him, he was around for way too long after he should have retired. And it took a very long time for a new scrum half to come through. I don't think we'll see an upset tonight, Jason Callaway. I mean, never say never, as we've learnt. Never say never, but I just can't imagine Ireland dropping the ball. And I don't mean dropping the ball literally, I mean figuratively. Well, and literally as well, I suppose. But I can't imagine Ireland letting their intensity down. Horse versus Reds next week, says Matty Colkin. Looking forward to that one. Should be a good game. I should imagine that Ireland are pretty heavy favourites now to win the Six Nations. Since France went and cocked everything up, didn't they? Which, I'm happy to say, I predicted. Predicted the England victory, I'm proud to say. And they got the job done. All right, West of Water Sports. So we do have coming up Six Nations later tonight in about, 3.5 hours now? Exactly, 3.5 hours time. We will be back for the opening Six Nations game of the night. A big doubleheader coming up. 3.5 hours means, I can go eat and probably get an hour and a half nap. Thank you so much for your company on this one. Waste of Water Sports, live on YouTube, live on TikTok, live on Facebook, and live on Twitch. Do feel free, if you enjoyed it, to give us a follow or a subscribe, whatever it is on the platform that you're on. do feel free to do that. Very much appreciated if you do. And we will catch you very, very soon for Six Nations coming up here. Western World of Sports. Until then, cheers and a cheeky little ad break to finish, huh?
Welcome to the wasted world of sports, where the game's just a backdrop for drunken retorts. Rugby league or union, it's all fair play, but it's the banter that steals the show. Hey, 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 hey. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. Scrums and tries, they're all well and good, but we're here for the jokes and 10 pence less from the kickoff to the final whistles blow. We'll take the 2 and we're ready to go. Ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. We break down the plays, but it's all in jest. With a laugh and a cheer, we bring out our best. No serious analysis, no expert critiques, just a bunch of mates sharing plenty of drinks. We'll raise a load, from sideline jokes to post-match tales. All big goofs and their big fails. We're not so serious, and that's our style. With each ahoy, we raise our steins. Ahoy, ahoy, we're here to make some noise. It's all about the laughs, the fun, and the joys. Join us in our world, where the banter is prime. Wasted world of sports, we're having a good time. So come along and join our sporty crew, where the banter's always fresh and the laughs are true. Oh, wasted world of sports, here's to our cheer. We'll see you on the pitch and drink some beer.